All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 29 of Top Tier Podcast. My name is Bhabie. We got the chosen one here.
What it do?
And yeah, guys, we got a lot of heat, man. This week was like, some weeks we have just like media slowdowns where we just nothing's going on. This week Drake is enough to cover a podcast. We're not gonna give him that much time. We're gonna give him a lot.
My God.
We're not gonna give him. This dude Drake is. You too old to be acting like you some kind of 20-year-old fuckboy. This dude's like pushing 40.
He's good
Fuck
for it.
up out of here.
He's good for it.
This dude is pushing 40 and he's acting like a child.
He not the only toxic one that's out here this week. Dwayne Wade's wife was going off this week.
Or you mean his
ex-wife?
Ex-wife or his
ex-wife?
Yeah.
My bad. His ex-wife. Shout out to Gabrielle Union. Love me some Gabrielle Union. She can never do any wrong. Never cause Dwayne no problems. Oh, right. Now we got
we got topics, man. We got of course Drake released a new album. We got Kyrie, Black Panther album, Ring cameras and police access, things like that. Bhad Bhabie speaking at Oxford. We got a lot of topics, man.
Even just hearing
which
that
is like, well, we got our differences on that, but you can't deny she's making money, man. She's on her way to make probably is worth 9 figures now if she's really putting her money away. So
she definitely has been able to luck out. She's one of the ones that made their ways through all the cracks. They fell through all the right cracks, and she got her bands. I'm not shading her. Anyway, Saturday. How's your days? How's your day going so far, son?
Good, man. I had a long week at work. I just was tired. So, yesterday, man, I could not sit at my desk and do anything, play video games, anything. So I've just been watching shows, man. I watched, what's that show called? There's a new show on Amazon called The Peripheral. And we can do a little short review right now, but it's called The Peripheral. Chloe Grace Moretz, she's the main character.
Nah, I'm sure everybody's aware of that show, bro. That shit has been
advertised everywhere. Remember, I think it's from the creators of Westworld, I'm pretty sure. But
okay.
That show is fucking
hopefully, dude, Westworld was a pretty successful show. They got, 4 seasons?
They still got 4 seasons.
They just canceled
it.
I think they just canceled it, so hopefully
they canceled it?
Yep.
They canceled it? What?
I kid you not. I
don't know that.
I think that news just came out, today or yesterday? That shit is gone.
Oh.
Yeah, dog. HBO's struggling right now, bro. So some of these shows, they got to go. That's HBO, right?
Damn. It kind of fell off after 3, not gonna lie. Even though, as they left the park. So they're like in the real world after 2.
Yeah, hopefully the Peripheral can take the baton. What you think?
Mm-hmm. I think so. So far, I think it has a lot of potential. I don't want to say too much because the mystery in the first 3 episodes about like what the fuck is actually going on. Because if you watch the trailer, the main character, you see her, she puts on like this VR headset and she like goes into like this matrix, like you're I'm not even gonna say anything, but like she goes into
we've seen
like
if you haven't seen the trailer, you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you could talk about the trailer.
So she goes into like this matrix like world and it's like it looks like this like spy espionage, like like underworld kind of stuff going on in this VR world, But it is so much like you're just thinking, this is some Matrix clone. No, it's not. It's like this whole. It's like some people have guessed it though from the trailer, but like it's like a whole different thing. Like the mystery to getting to the point where they finally explain like what this headset is and where they're actually going is like really cool. And it's like, dude, it's really dope. All I gotta say is I can't really say much because it's like that good, and it's like, I don't want to spoil the mystery. Like the mystery of it, even now after they reveal what's going on and like all this other stuff, like the mystery of like just what we don't have, like they're doing it very well. Like I haven't seen a show in a while that has like this much mystery. So I will give it a chance, guys. Like 4 episodes on Amazon, I think it's dope.
Is it a week to week?
It's a week to week. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a week to week.
All right, so that's what Amazon's doing. Then Amazon is doing a little week to week thing for their shows now, huh? Has it always been that way?
I don't know. I think they used to drop the whole season, and then they started doing like they'll drop 2 to 3 episodes, and then because that's nice though, because like if you have a show where people are like, that's how you really get them. It's like, all right, I can do a mini binge of 2 to 3 episodes, and it's like, fuck, all right, like you in now, you're in though,
yeah,
like you in, like 1 episode is like, yeah, I don't know about that, but you just binge. You have 3 to just binge on day one. You're in. In a 10-episode season, you're in. You're in it. It's like, oh, this shit's kind of fire, and then it's like, oh, but I gotta wait till next week.
Right.
And you'll keep watching it.
Right.
So I like it. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid between like just dropping all of it or just doing week to week from day one. I think even dropping half the season and doing the rest week by week will work very well.
Sheesh.
Because you get people hooked. And then they have to stay around for 5 more weeks and keep paying for the service. It could work.
That's for them niggas that like that like weird like torture fetish, that teasing fetish, because I wouldn't be able to handle that.
It's fucked up. Bro,
if you drop half of a season of some fire, some heat, imagine if they dropped half a season of House of the Dragons. Nigga, I would go off. I would be tossing
and then it was like, all right, tune in next week for 6. All the way to the end.
Tossing furniture all across my room, tearing everything up. Stop it. If they ever did that, bro, they play with me. Stop it. Play with me. Watch what
They're already playing with you now with dropping like a third of the season, a little under a third, or a little under a third of the season.
I'm fine with that. But you can't give me that many episodes and act like you didn't do nothing wrong. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna storm up on your building, headquarters.
I'm liking the actors. It's like in this rural town in the South, so they all have like these Southern accents, and there's like this one guy. He's like a war vet who like he has like one limb. Like he has like one limb. He hasn't. All his other limbs were blown off. Like he's acting his ass off, bro. I don't know what it is with him, but like, he's cold. You just watch the show. He's cold, bro. This is like the only spoiler. This spoiler. It's a small spoiler about this one character. But he's like this army guy. I guess something happened. His friends all kind of know what happened. They haven't really revealed it. They're just like, oh, we all know. Like, yeah, he got set up, or like something happened to him, and he lost most of his limbs. Because the show takes place in like the 2030s, I think. And he lost most of his limbs, and there's like a whole group of like platoon of these guys, and all their brains are connected. Like when they fight, their brains are connected. Like they have brain computer
like
interfaces.
A hive mind thing.
They're like a hive mind, yeah. So one of the guys, I guess he got set up, and his limbs got blown off, and he rides around like this electric scooter, like breaks off. So when he has to it's not even like a scooter, bro. It's like a tri motorcycle, and then when he gets to where he needs to go, it breaks off into like a unicycle, and he can just sit on it, and he can go into the building. And then when he's going home, it'll reconnect to his like the other 2 wheels, and then he can just drive home.
Silly.
But but on his fucking tricycle or his little motorcycle, he has an SMG. Like he's like some crazy ass he has like an SMG. When people underestimate him, he's like, I wanted to. We just gotta watch it,
what
bro.
Genre is
he's a black guy. He's like
sci-fi. What genre is this though?
Like, he has like a deep. It's like super sci-fi. It's like deep. Like it's like transhumanism sci-fi.
I know, but but what is it? Like it's just strict sci-fi. Like there's no like crime element. It sounds like it's like crime. Nigga got a gas.
Well, there's a crime element, not in the main characters, but
the fuck.
But like there's a guy in the town who's like a cartel guy in the town.
Okay.
So there's he's a villain though. It's like the main characters are kind of like really poor. Like you think the wealth inequality is bad now. Like in the 2030s, it's just like their town looks like a fucking shithole. Like their town looks like a shithole. Like it looks bad. It looks bad. And the main character's like poor as hell. Their mom is like dying from some kind of cancer, and they just kind of scrounge and do what they kind of got to do to make money. And they play VR sims a lot. Like that's how they kind of escape. And then one day, the brother who's like, he was in the military, he was like, hey, I got this new sim, Colombian company. They said they would pay us a lot of money if we just go get a job done. Like every job we go in. And his sister, who's Chloe Grace, like Moretz, she's like a beast. She's like a beast gamer. She's like a no joke. Like she's the one who she plays on his accounts and like boosts his shit up like crazy. So he's like, we got this new VR. Their old VR was like goggles, but then they got this new one that interfaces with the brain. So she was like, all right, I'll go in, and that's where the story begins. And it like kind of really progresses to like some real like some serious shit.
I'm gonna have to check it out. We were talking about it earlier today. Yeah. Definitely, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. I like the way that they kind of showed. I like it when shows and movies can really show the transition from moving from this reality into a virtual reality. And from the trailer, I can already tell that it's going to do a very good job of making sure that you know that there's a distinct difference between what's taking place. I'm not sure exactly what it says. Like you're saying that the show is not what you think it's going to be.
To be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of like when I said bodies, bodies, bodies. It's presented as a horror movie and it really isn't.
Yeah.
This show is presented as a VR show and it's not.
Yeah.
It is not. It is not a VR. But see, that's a little bit of a spoiler though.
I hope.
But like, I haven't told you what's going on
because I do think that
it's not VR.
That's kind of a little like I don't know. Sometimes that can kind of hit wrong because sometimes it can be a little bit.
Nah, it hits like crazy. Like I really want to like tell you like if you don't care about spoilers, I'll tell you.
Nah.
But like it's really good. It. Like the mystery of it is like really cool, and when they finally reveal it, it's like this is fucking sick. Like I would do that shit in a heartbeat. Like what it actually is. I would go.
Yeah.
I would go. I would want to go and like peer around, like see, like it's really cool, dude. When you watch it, and we'll probably do a little review of it in a little bit, in a couple episodes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I would start watching it. Like I don't know why. But that's me. Like I love that sci-fi transhumanism shit. Like that's like, cause I see myself like eventually having like a robot organ or like a prosthetic arm or like cyber eyes. Like that's like I see myself getting that kind of shit. Like, cause my vision isn't like the greatest. Like I'm thinking I might need glasses. But I have on both sides of my family. My mom and my dad wear glasses, so it was really only a matter of time. But we'll see. But we don't have to get too deep into that.
Nah, yeah, it sounds like a good show. It sounds like an exciting show. I think we might have to do a little bit of that reaction or a little bit of a review. We'll see. The people will see soon. See what we're cooking up. All right, people. I think it's time. It's time for me to. They say it's caping, but it's time for me to throw on the cape. You already know what day it is. It's the first episode of the week. What does that mean? New music. Who released? Who released?
Drake.
Aubrey Graham. Who released?
Aubrey Graham.
Who?
Drake. Aubrey Graham, the sixth guy.
Look, fam.
Drizzy.
Look, fam. Hey. I'm just like, what really drove this project is the question that I think that something needs to be answered. Somebody needs to come out. Drake needs to come out and truly explain.
Somebody pissed him off. That's it.
Look, bro, someone needs to come out.
Because I don't think he's like, I'm sorry, man. I can't fuck with Drake, bro.
Any bitch.
Hey. Yeah. A few months ago,
we walk around the world.
A lot of y'all had stuff to say. A lot of y'all was out of pocket. Is Drake overrated? Is he washed up?
All I gotta say, bro, he's mad disrespectful.
Hold on a second.
I can't support what because I don't know what happened with Meg. The whole thing.
We're gonna let this play out real quick. Hold on a second. Let's hear a little song. Man, Drake heard y'all. He made sure he come to answer. Y'all was talking reckless on him, huh? This nigga Drake really didn't have to be so disrespectful, but he chose to anyway.
I just can't get behind the whole thing with Meg, bro. Like, I don't know what went down. He probably doesn't know what went down.
We're gonna get to it.
It's out of pocket to me.
We're gonna get to it. I just want the people to get a little taste of exactly how this nigga was coming. Cause we're gonna say some shit here that's gonna really, really reveal exactly what that meant. He wasn't playing around.
Why the fuck you making techno?
Y'all was talking reckless on her, huh? Nah, y'all tried to fuck with him. And then now he dropped this. Her loss. It was y'all's loss. It wasn't mine.
I didn't think I thought his last album was cool, man. I really enjoyed it. So I don't know why people were talking crazy about it.
Everybody was clowning the shit out of Drake. We all saw it. People were clowning the shit out of the album cover before it even dropped. Y'all niggas know who you are, and it's because of you that this had to happen. And he had to show you guys what the fuck was up. So what did this nigga do? He decided to come out here and drop this album with 21 and act savage. Just be a savage. He called out goddamn everybody, bro.
He called out Meg. He called out, who did he call out? He called out Meg. They think they said he called out Ice Spice.
The people that Drake dissed on this album: number 1, Meg Thee Stallion, Destiny's Child, Ice Spice, Serena Williams' husband.
I heard about that. She said he was like basically a cuck.
Kanye West,
A groupie.
Adidas. God damn it. He even called out the Supreme Court. That nigga said, he said some line about like men who can't get pussy making rules about women. Something like that. Like women who have them or something like that. It's all y'all's fault, bro. It's all y'all's fault. Now, people were really upset, obviously, about the Meg situation. You had some thoughts about the Meg situation. You were itching to get to that.
I mean, I want to look up the exact line because it was kind of, it's a little disrespectful, man. I didn't like that. I just like, we don't really know what went down. He's talking about it definitively, maybe because he really fucks with Tory. But he said this bitch lied about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't even, it's weird. I don't,
Now obviously, everybody thinks that this is about Meg Thee Stallion. He said stallion in it, right? He mentioned getting shot.
No, it's
mentioned lying.
There's literally no room for interpretation or assuming,
There's some room.
There's no room because he made it clear she's a stallion, but she's still a stallion, of course.
Lil Yachty seemed.
We can't even argue that.
Lil Yachty found some space. He shoved some stuff to the side. He found some space to fit himself right in that conversation. You see what Lil Yachty said?
What did he say?
Lil Yachty said that he not talking about Meg Thee Stallion. Y'all all fucked up. Y'all all fucked up. Y'all went there. Not Drake. He said that he's talking about BBLs. Stallion as in like you a stallion, you a tall glass of water.
Nah, dude, come on. He knows. That was it could have been a tall double entendre. Dudes will run around. That is it's so clear.
Look, I ain't never heard
you cannot argue. And it could have meant he probably thought he was clever because he thought he had an out though. He thought he had an out.
And just had
because
Yachty,
it's probably a double meaning.
Yeah, and just had Yachty come out, hey nigga, come back me on this one real quick. He probably, because I think Yachty was on the ad-libs for that track. I think. Exactly,
yeah. He had an out. She getting shots, but she's still a stallion. So it doesn't. So basically, it could be either or. It could be she lied about getting shots, boom, 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 Tory Lanez, but she's still fine. Or she's lied about getting BBL shots, but she's still a stallion. She's fine like Meg. It's a double meaning, and he gave him an out though.
He knew exactly.
He probably didn't even mean the second. He meant this was a shot at Meg.
He knew exactly. He knew exactly.
He knew exactly. This is clear. We're not even gonna argue that.
No, there's no debate.
Dudes will run around. Somebody will say something directly. Well, he didn't really mean it like that, and he'll come out of the woodworks even with some crazy. That was clear. We're not even gonna do that. We're not playing that game.
The one I didn't understand, I didn't think was a direct shot, was the Ice Spice one.
That one is weird because it applies to a lot of different people. It's just they think it's her because she's like popping right now and she kind of fits the definition.
But he called her a 10.
Well, didn't he try to link with her? And of course Drake gonna try to fuck.
Bruh,
so,
she not a 10. You don't get what I'm saying? She not a 10.
She's an attractive woman, bro. I don't care what anybody says.
Someone has to come out with a little bit more of a reason for me to believe that he was talking about Ice Spice.
He probably wasn't. I really don't think he was.
Why did everyone's mind go straight to Ice Spice? She not 10, bro.
Because she can't rap and she's kind of cute. So people just thought, like, in his mind, eye of the beholder, he might think she's a 10. So that's it. It works, you know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think he just says some shit.
He clearly was trying to pipe. So we're not even gonna have that argument.
Where you hear that at?
He hit her up.
Where you hear that at?
I don't know. I thought she said that Drake hit me up and wanted the link. I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm gonna type it in right now.
Ice Spice said on an interview or something that Aubrey Drake Graham, the billionaire, Aubrey Drake.
Ice Spice a month ago. There's a video that says Ice Spice talks about meeting Drake.
And that's what she
She
said.
said when Drake DM'd me, I did not really expect that, but I just landed in LA for my Genius video open mic for Munch, and he was actually like, "Yo, Munch is hard, and you're on the radar. Freestyle is hard." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy," because I'm really in LA about to shoot the open mic. Linking up with him was cool. Like, he's mad nice and respectful. We don't have to go any deeper than that. I literally just read the subtitles off the video of her talking about meeting with Drake. So I'm
not gonna put it past him, yo. I'm
that's
not
her
surprised.
words.
I'm not
That's
surprised.
her words. That's not my words.
I'm just shocked that I just don't know. I need some more. It's not making sense in my mind.
That's her words.
Someone needs
She
to come up
said
with
she met up with
something
Drake.
more than that.
So Drake is a horn dog.
No,
Drake
that's why I can believe
Drake
it.
is a dog.
That's why I can believe
He tried it. Let's not even.
No,
Drake reminds me of like the dude from Wolf of Wall Street in terms of like being a horn dog.
Yeah.
He's on that level.
No,
I firmly believe it.
There's rumors about Drake that will.
He tried it.
Stand the test of time, bro. This nigga. I mean, I think his resume speaks for itself.
He tried it. Yeah, he been with like Ravy Loso and Naomi Sharon, like them type of shit. Like, he tried it. Come on.
Yeah, that nigga.
He was a home wrecker.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't give a fuck.
That's why I'm like,
dog.
Why people shocked about this album, bro? Why are people shocked about this album?
Drake is a scumbag. This album was the one he was just like, fuck y'all. It's on now. And he just went for it.
I think Kanye West, and I hate that I bring up Kanye. We've been bringing him up so much, but it needs
I'm
to be.
getting tired of Kanye.
It needs to be said. I'm not going to talk about Kanye. I only brought him up because I think Drake is taking a page out of his book a little bit with this. This is just a ruse. Isn't that what it's called? A ruse? Just getting a ruse.
Yeah, he's just getting a rise out of people. He's just talking shit, talking crazy.
But that's what these guys consider this a sport, bro. They consider this actual competition. This isn't just them going up trying to, some of them are artists and some of them look at it that way. But this rap game is different than just like, I don't know, making a country tune or something. Not to belittle country. I'm just saying, like, these guys think of this stuff as competition. They think of themselves as the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans of the rap game. So you come out here, you taking shots. You getting shots up. There's only one person who's taking 35 footers every game. And his name is Stephon Wardell Curry.
And maybe on this poll, bro.
And there's only one guy in the rap game that's taking shots like this. And his name is Aubrey Drake Graham. What are we surprised about?
He has so many lines, I don't even think we're going to cover them all. All I got to say is he's out of pocket. He's just talking crazy. I don't know. Drake talks crazy. Drake, there are rappers who get knocked off for talking less than Drake, so I don't know.
Knocked off? What you mean?
You know what I mean by knocked off.
Bro, no one's going to do anything to Drake. Stop it.
Well, Drake is too poppy and too, corn puffish. And probably has, ridiculous security.
Stop it. It's more than that. Everybody always likes to go to Drake's personality. Do you know how much money Drake is worth?
He's definitely a billionaire. It just hasn't been announced, or he probably doesn't want that kind of heat.
Man, it's covered by the blood. You know that when you are everybody knows this already. I'm not saying anything that's brand new. You covered by the blood of money. They call it blood money for a reason. You don't get that rich just being like an ordinary, just happy-go-lucky, I'm nice to everybody, I only do nice things, I'm generous. No, you play a type of game that's gonna get you to that echelon. Otherwise, why wouldn't everybody be that? There's a reason why they say nice people finish last, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's some precedence to that. And that's kind of one I wanted to get into a little bit with that sleazy shit. Because if anybody noticed, because I haven't seen anybody talking about this, Travis Scott. The one thing we have noticed with Travis is what? Kind of been out of the limelight for the last couple of years since his incident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that he does, but in the eyes of the media, he has 10 bodies on his hands.
So for good reason. He's been laying
And
low.
it's just good to lay low, yeah.
No music, no appearances. You don't really see him posting on Instagram like that, nothing like that. You know, no touring dates. But all of a sudden, there's a project with Aubrey Graham and 21 Savage. There's only one feature. Travis Scott. I think there's a rollout we're about to see coming.
They're about to bring him back. Yeah, they think he's salvageable. Travis is gonna drop an album probably next summer. He's gonna be back.
There was even intended to be, to my knowledge, a single with Travis Scott. And who else? Fucking Pharrell Williams, ladies and gentlemen. So they're covering him in the blood.
The music industry is getting ready to bring him out.
Mm-hmm.
They probably, they're just gonna, all the people have been paid out, I'm sure, or things are kind of fixing themselves out legally, and he's gonna be back. They're probably gonna be like a whole push for Travis to forget about everything that happened, and they're gonna bring him back.
Yeah. Has to be, right? He ends up on a Drake album. Drake makes this much noise. It's only right. Travis just sneaks his way in there. Hey, same week. At least that's what they intended.
If he was too radioactive, Drake wouldn't put him on the album.
What was intended?
He's back.
Was that they were supposed to release that single with Pharrell this week, on the same week that they released the Drake shit. It didn't happen though. I don't know why. Maybe they're just testing the waters a little bit, see how people respond to him. No one's talking about him, so maybe that's good news. Is that good news? Bad news?
I mean,
maybe no news is good news.
If you support Trav, good news, man. I don't really know what this. I mean, I like Trav. I listen to his music, but the whole thing was.
Sounds like you don't really care.
I'm not saying it's deliberately. I'm not indifferent because I'm not saying it's deliberately his fault that all these people died. But
now we get to the crux of it.
It still kind of feels weird, so I'm not blaming him entirely. But it was like him and his whole organization and everybody he planned it. He's included in that. He's not the main person. I'm just saying it's all these people who organized, planned it, and had this event that has his name and branding led to 10 people dying. So there's a little bit of weird energy. It's like we're going to just kumbaya this whole thing and just be like, yeah, Travi, 10 people are in the grave now, but I like that new album, man.
So you think that there's no viable level of, even if he does smoothen that situation out, because it's in court, it has to get smoothened out. If he comes up, that's maybe not the. It's probably not the. Yeah.
I don't think that's the.
I apologize for that. I apologize for that one.
Not to me, but
No, just in general, I apologize for that one. But if it comes out that he's nothing, he has no financial hit, no hit in terms of nothing legally happens to him. You don't think that he deserves to be able to still work on his artistry? This is his livelihood.
That's why I'm indifferent. Like if he does what he wants, if he makes music and it hits, I'm not hating. I'm like, cool, man, you make it, you back. But for me personally, it feels weird. And don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna listen to.
But what about it feels weird to you? Like he's going back to get to his job.
I don't know. It's just like the. It feels like blood. Like it just feels like there's a weird energy to it. Like it's not enough for me to not listen to his albums and music. I'm not solely blaming
You still think
him.
that there is a penance that he needs to.
But there's just like a weird energy to it. Like if you went in a house and you knew that like a lot of people died in this house, like you might still live there, but you always have this thought every once in a while, like, well, damn man, like 10 people were mass murdered in this house. That's how I kind of would feel listening to Travis. I wouldn't think about it every day, but it's like, damn, I mean, like, him and his organization, they got blood on their hands. I'm not saying just solely him. I'm saying like the whole shebang, everybody who's involved, who allowed for all these people to overflow and there be an overcapacity of people at this event are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm trying to say. It's not enough for me to not listen to the album, but sometimes you'll sit back and think like, damn, like. It's kind of weird. So I don't want to go too deep on it, but that's all I'm saying. I can't help but sometimes think back like, damn, like, there's bodies, Like, what do you think the families are thinking that Travis is famous again?
So you listened to the album. Did you hear the track that he was on?
Yeah, I heard the track. It was cool to me. What did you think?
I thought it was cool. So what I'm saying, I only said that because when you hear a Travis Scott, because you like Travis, you were a fan of Travis at one point, yeah?
Yeah, I like Travis. Bro.
When you hear a Travis Scott song come out that you finally like, You still
I
gonna feel
like
the same
trap.
way, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna
find
feel the
yourself
same
back
way,
on
but I
the
told
side?
you I'm gonna listen to the album. I'm gonna listen to the song. I'm probably gonna bump it in my car. But every once in a while, I can't help but feel like, damn, man, that's like, imagine what the families are thinking about. Like, this guy, he's back to making money. He's on the radio, and it's like, man, my child got stomped out at a Travis Scott concert.
Jesus.
You know
You
what
didn't have
I'm?
to
You
say
get what
it
I'm
like
trying to
that,
say?
yo. Why
That's
you have
real
to
though.
say it
That's
like
not
that?
even. I'm not even trying to like. I'm not being funny. That's real shit. Like think about how the families feel. You know?
Yeah. 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 I hate when we go real dark because I never know how to wind right back out of it. The only thing I can do is just like, so.
I'm just putting in the universe now, knocking on wood. I want to have the life extension tech. I'm 300 years old, and they're like, like, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah. Just put me to sleep, and I just go to sleep, and I wake up, and I'm like
At
seeing my
peace.
parents.
Yeah, you can be
You
at
know, like
peace.
that's all I want. That's it.
That's all
You
we
know,
all want,
I do
right?
not want to get stomped out. I don't
That's
want to
what we
die in
all
a
want.
car accident or a plane crash. Like fuck that.
That's very morbid. That's our morbid
You know,
section
like,
for you guys. We decided to
Yeah.
put the morbid section and mix it in with the Drake.
But that's we talking about Travis. That's gonna come up, so it's gonna get a little morbid. Talking
Yeah.
about Travis at least now.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have to go that. We decided to unpack it. That was us. That was
Yeah.
us. We decided to unpack it. But we'll unpack damn near anything. That's just what we do. All right, we want to move on into some serious shit. Should we move on to the serious shit? We actually do have like actual serious shit. Try to keep a It's not like we don't have any more like death or anything. Actually, you know what? I hate that I just said that, and then there actually is some death. I do want to actually say a rest in peace because we had breaking news today that Aaron Carter passed away. And if most people are like me,
Same with me.
because I
too.
was like 2
Homie
years old.
talks about it.
Like this guy, everybody knows the song. This guy is the one that sang "I Want Candy." When I heard that, I was like, "Whoa!" Like someone was like, "Dude, he's the guy that sang "I Want Candy." I was like, "What? You mean that song from the '80s?" That's what I literally.
I never even thought about.
I thought that this song was from the '80s because it's just.
I thought it was too.
It's such a classic. It has so much permanence in culture that I just thought that this song has been around for fucking decades. I was 2 years old when this song came out. So I was just like, what?
I'm looking at it right now, like, damn. When hearing this song as a kid, I never really considered when it came out. It just always seemed like it definitely felt like a song that predated my birth, no doubt.
I know.
No doubt it was probably, if I had thought about it, I probably would have thought it came out in like the early 90s. Mid to early 90s.
And this song was a bop too.
Yeah, man. I mean, I used to hear it all the time, just out in public when I was a kid.
It was like, I think it was on like commercials and stuff. I feel like that was the first time I heard it, maybe.
Yeah, commercials. Like a lot of kids stuff had this like, they played this song.
Hey.
Wait, no, it came out in 1982.
Oh, so it is an 80s song then.
I
We all know the chorus though. It's fucking.
Then why do we think? Maybe I'm crazy.
I want candy. Dude, rest in peace to Aaron Carter. He wasn't
rest in
like
peace, man.
he wasn't like an extremely famous guy or anything, but this song is extremely famous.
No,
So
it came out in 2000. What the hell?
There-
I think
maybe
there's
it's a-
different versions.
maybe
There's
it's a
different,
cover.
Yeah, there's different versions of the song. That's why.
it's probably a
So
cover.
he didn't write the song. It's a cover.
But everybody knows that version. But I don't know. I don't know. I know both versions, so it doesn't really matter. Still, rest in peace to that man, bro. He was only 34 years old, bro.
I don't like that shit. Pisses me off, man.
Bro,
I don't think if you died pre-80, and
too
this is
young.
my opinion, you died a little too young. Even if you died at like 75, I'm like, you got shortchanged 5 years.
we lost.
You died pre-80, I think you got cheated.
That is two significant pieces of culture, of musical culture, that had people that have passed this week alone. We just talked about Takeoff last episode.
That bothers me, man. 34, like, we're not that far from 34. Like, bothers me.
Not at all. Well, kinda. A little bit.
10 years, but
That's kind of far.
I don't know.
That's kind of far. A little bit. All right, let's get back to it. The one thing I hate the most is when I see that internet squabble beef going on where it's like this person takes to the internet, huge news trending, this person responds. And Dwayne Wade got himself tied up in that this week. I'm not sure if I can blame him because Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, bro, I mean, like, why would you even, like, when you heard about this story, it's like, what was your first thoughts, bro? Because I was hearing, I heard this story and I was like, to be honest, when I first heard this story,
I think she's off first glance and then first hearing. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds out of pocket. But I'm also kind of like, I don't know the situation, the story with this family.
There really is
headline and some out. I condemn it because I think that's fucked up because that's Zaya's truth. That's Zaya's truth, and if they're embracing her identity and what she identifies are and who she feels she is, that's 100%. That's straight. I'm down for it. I'm cool with it. But I'm also like, they could be doing both because I try to keep open-minded. It could be both where they're supportive, they're embracing her, but they also like, hey man, we can make a bag off this. So I don't know. I just want to know what you think about it. Because I feel like a lot of people are coming from the perspective that they're thinking that she said, oh, they're forcing her to be transgender to make a bag. I don't agree with that. Yeah. I think that you can't, there's a possibility that they're supporting her and they're cool with that, but they're also like, hey, we can make a check off this as well. That's my mentality.
Let's give a bit of context just in case the audience isn't aware of the story. Dwayne Wade, his ex-wife, well, let's take it a little bit further than that. Most people are probably aware that Dwayne Wade has a transgender daughter, Zaya Wade. Been that way, he believes, since ever. I mean, obviously. But he noticed it early, is what he said. And he says that his ex-wife, never really was that supportive in terms of just the kids in general. So they're divorced now. Obviously, Dwayne Wade's with Gabrielle Union, and they have a beautiful thing going there. Children, the whole thing, beautiful family, everything going. And, Zaya's transitioning, so she is currently working on getting a name switch, which is a huge step for people in that community. It's taking on a completely new identity in a way, And then here comes his ex-wife with an appeal, a court appeal, to say that he has no authority to change the name, saying that he's only using Zaya's transition as some type of way of getting financial gain.
So yeah, I disagree with that. Because if that's her truth, that's her identity, and that's what they're supporting, I don't think it's right for you. And you don't have any, especially if you don't have any real control over that. That's where it's out of pocket. Now, if she had just said it outright, where I feel like they're exploiting her, like they are cool with her and they're supporting her, but they're exploiting her, that'd be different than you just throwing it out because you don't agree with the name change. I don't agree with her on that.
I don't understand why. First of all, how is this even getting out into the public? Which means that you wanted to make a public statement, yeah? Because no one's keeping up with this woman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like then you got to wonder about her. Are you projecting?
That's what I was about to say.
Is it you that wants clout?
Is
it you that wants clout and attention?
Exactly.
That's why I don't want to be famous. I always say, like, I want money, but I want to be low-key. Like, I want to be a low-key Elon in terms of wealth. But I'm like, I'm on a pro-black Wall Street mindset with the money. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be low-key. I want to move and nobody cares.
You're saying that because you think that she's coming after Dwayne Wade, not
because she is clout chasing. At that point, it's clout chasing. This is a personal matter. She could have said this. She could have did the whole thing and just sent it to Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
And there would have been we wouldn't know about it because I feel like some shit is so personal.
Well,
that's family business. I don't think.
You would think that would be the course of action, right? That's what a sensible person would think, but like I said, Dwayne Wade did respond to this. He did give his point of view. He says that she's not even attached to this family. Like, so there's probably not there. That communication most likely is not there. This is a divorced family. They probably got divorced. I think they got divorced in 2010. I did a little bit of research, so I'm not just like picking numbers out of my ass, but I don't think that the kids were that, like, I don't think that the family was ever like a true family, even when they were still married. So I don't think, he says that, this is just according to him. I'm just reading what he's saying. So she was never a supportive parent to begin with. She was never really with the kids to begin with. So for her to be coming out with this, it is clout chasey, because it does seem like the only, like, why would you even, everybody has been supportive about the way that Dwayne Wade's parenting has been. His fathering has been in the public eye for I don't know how long now because of the situation that's going on with his daughter and her experience. So, I mean, the thing that pisses me off the most about it is, like, I mean, we could talk about the court shit, and, you know, we could talk about the mom and dad fighting all we want. But the thing that bothers me the most is, like, Zaya is an age, how old is she? Like 13, 14, 15?
Something like that.
She's a fucking teenager, bro. She's like, she fucking has a phone. Like, she sees the Instagram
15,
posts.
damn.
Yeah.
People getting old, man. Getting older.
She could see the fucking Instagram posts, bro. You think she didn't see this?
Yeah, this is, yeah, when I was 15, bro, I was on the internet. I had no type of parental blocks. Yeah. Like, we always think, like, because 15 is young, but we were in high school. Like, that wasn't that long ago. We were in 10th grade.
D-Wade said like, that she was
I was on the computer, bro. I was on that shit. Yeah. So, of course she saw that.
D-Wade said that she was at school and this news erupted. People were probably like, imagine that, dude.
You at school and they're like trolling. They're gonna be fucking with you because, see, that's why I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want my children. Let's say I'm out somewhere, and I'm like, I had a couple beers. It's like, Elliot went and had a beer at a brewery. Why is he day drinking? Is he an alcoholic? And then my child's at school and it's like, hey, why is your dad drinking beers at a brewery at 2 p.m.? Is he an alcoholic?
Everybody.
I don't want anybody in my. That's some fun. I do not want that.
Everybody
for my
at
children.
Home writing articles about you.
Like, imagine like how Kanye's children feel. Like, I would not like that, man.
On Instagram, taking
like
videos,
are his kids like elementary school age? They're like they're in the 4th grade. They're like, hey, your dad said something anti-Semitic. Is your family anti? Do you come from a whole family of anti-Semites?
Yeah.
This is like you at school. Hey, Kanye said he was institutionalized and he has a handler. Do you know him? I would hate that for my children, man. I would not want my people questioning my children about what I'm doing.
So nasty.
I don't like that. It's
nasty.
Just public knowledge. It's just, and then you got a family member on the side who's clout chasing. So your name is constantly in the news.
And we don't really think about it, but Dwayne Wade has become like one of the most looked to.
They hate him, bro. He's hated. I swear to God.
Since when?
I think he's hated.
Since when? By who?
The last couple, because there's a lot of like transphobe, like weird people that I've seen.
Bro, fuck them. We're not talking about them.
But I see it a lot though. I thought that's what you were going for because I see it a lot.
No,
I see it a lot.
We're talking about people that are actually like down to let people live a human experience. That's what we're talking about. Those people, from most people that I see, and most people I think are a sensible nature, I haven't seen anything but applause. Like, Dwayne Wade has become not just a father figure, but this is like one of the guys that, like, a black father figure that we can look at as like, hey, you want a model of what this should look like of parenting as a black father? There you go. We don't think of it that way, but I mean, what do you think a parent is there for? They're there for support and to help the child work their way through life, figure themselves out. He's been there every step of the way. He hasn't really had any missteps. He's with all of his children. That's the fuck part about it, is that she decided someone goes after that guy. Like he has all his kids with him, beautiful wife, beautiful family. I mean,
Probably hating though, because
she probably obviously she has to be.
Run circles on her, bro. I looked her up.
I looked her up too. I wasn't gonna say, hey, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Gabrielle Union runs fucking circles on her, so that's kind of like
tracks. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Like,
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Speed blitzes her, so it's like it's kind of like, damn, all right.
That scene in Captain America where he running around with the Falcon just over and over.
Literally, that's literally the best way to explain it. Yeah. On your left.
Exactly. That's funny. That's funny, bro. That's some nasty shit. What else we got, Elliot? What's our next topic?
We got a couple of topics. We can kind of jump into Black Panther soundtrack.
Oh yeah, we're sticking with new music.
We should have done that new music.
That did.
But we can touch on it a little bit.
That did come out.
And they listed it as an R&B album.
That's the fuck part about it. Because did you listen to that shit?
I did not.
All right.
I'm waiting for the movie. That's real, and I'm not gonna see the movie till Thanksgiving weekend. So that's another thing. I'm waiting on it.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna hit on the Black Panther 2 album. We remember the first Black Panther album was a huge success. Everybody, that was like a charting album. Numerous hits off that album.
Where are they called? SBE, RC? You know them dudes.
TDE?
No, they were called what are they? SBE Black Panther. They fell off a cliff.
I don't remember.
SBE RBE.
I don't know
Paramedic.
what that is. Don't know what that is. But
damn,
everybody.
See, that's how you know they fell off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, SOB RBE. That's what they are. SOB. Yeah, SOE. SOB RBE. They were popping for a while, bro.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that is.
They broke up. Yeah, I'm looking at some right now. They broke up. That's why you don't really see. They broke up in late 2020. SOB. Yeah. Remember that song Paramedic? Paramedic gonna save you.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That album had a lot of hits.
That's them.
That album had a lot of hits. And so you would expect the same from this album, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? And wouldn't it seem like people would kind of be like, kind of anticipating this album a little bit?
That album was... The Schoolboy song X? Oh my god. I haven't heard that song in years. I love that song. Yeah,
King's
you
Dead.
Would think so. Was it
King's
bad?
Dead?
Yeah.
I'm going to play a bit of it. And I only play a bit of it for the simple fact because I didn't like the album. I'm not going to... It wasn't the first one. I'll say it that way. They put it under R&B. Does this sound like fucking R&B to you?
Let's hear it. This sounds trash, bro, already. This reminds me of this,
Come on, bruh.
I don't know what this shit is. This shit is garbage, bro.
This nigga, excuse me, yo. R&B?
This shit is trash, bro.
Wait, there's more. This actually has Pink Panthers on it, our girl.
I need to go see her if she has a show.
Is this R&B, bro? I mean, it hasn't really started playing, but I can already hear it. I'm a music guy.
It sound like R&B to me.
No, this is not. You could say it's worldwide music, dance music, maybe. This isn't R&B. It doesn't even use the same types of instruments that an R&B song would use. Like, why is this R&B? Because a black guy is singing? I don't know if this guy's black, but I don't even know if this is a guy.
R&B's kind of been in like a fusion state, so there's probably some confused people just put it in there.
Bro, like, we need to stop playing us. Like, why do we allow these guys to play us, bro? Can we please just get off of these fucking labels, cocks, bro? And I never say that word. I never say that word. But Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't have anything else to say about the Black Panther album. Did you listen to it? You said you didn't listen to it.
I did not listen to it, but it already sounds like it's trash.
What did you want? What did you want to talk about?
I mean, all I wanted to talk about is just like why would they? It kind of reminds me of like putting Tyler's what's that album? Igor winning Urban Album of the Year. Urban is just like
Oh yeah.
Black Album of the Year, but you're not saying Black type of album.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, I kind of want to know what your thoughts are on Black Panther 2. I don't know, man. I haven't been, a lot of people have seen it. Like, a lot of people have seen it already. People went to the premiere, and they said they liked it. I haven't really followed what the reviews are saying. I guess I kind of wanted to go in blind, but have you been following it at all?
Not at all, because I'm not going to go watch this movie.
Why not?
I don't think it's going to be, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it.
Would you have rather them recast T'Challa?
I'd rather them not make a second movie and let the legacy that is the Black Panther stand alone with the person that we look to as the Black Panther. Started an entire cultural movement with one performance. So let him be and stop doing the whole money grab thing. The greed is killing me. You're doing this trying to make money off of a dead man. And I get it that they got a lot of the original cast and they got
How are they making money off a dead man if they didn't?
No, I get it.
If they
I know. You got it.
But people are saying, like, I just looked at some, I was just curious, and people are saying they said it has great acting, and they said it handles grief and loss very well. Because it's like, the writing, of course, is going to resonate with Chadwick's death, because not only did they killed off T'Challa because they didn't want to recast him, so it kind of, I'm sure the writers probably came from a more sentimental place that we're not only we're writing what the characters are thinking of T'Challa dying, we're also thinking of Chadwick dying.
I would hope
so. It's
so.
more personal. So people are saying that the writers kind of came from a more personal, sentimental, because we know our real life person died, and then we're writing in their fictional version died.
Yeah.
So they really connected with that more, and the actors really touched on that a lot.
I hope
emotions
so.
were there.
I hope
they probably channeled, because they knew him, so they probably channeled the emotions of like, damn, Chadwick died tragically. So we're gonna channel that into our acting. So people said they really felt that. They really felt that way.
I hope it is as spiritually blessed as you say it is. I would love that. I would hope that that my hand is forced to get up, like my ass is forced to get up out of my seat and actually go
see that movie.
And go see it, yeah.
I'm gonna go see it probably like on the 23rd, 24th. I'm gonna go see it.
Comes out this week, am I right? This week?
I think it comes out this week. I'm gonna have to dodge spoilers. Not really, because we already know that he dies. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. We can kind of move into maybe Kyrie.
Yeah, let's take
Kyrie
that.
spending 5 games. That's probably gonna be like the last big topic we got, and then we got a lot of rapid fire ones.
Hit our rapid fire section. Kyrie Irving was suspended 5 games for what seems to be, well, not what seems to be, what a large part is due to him not apologizing for sharing a post that had information in it that was deemed as anti-Semitic. And instead of apologizing for it, he chose to take an indifferent route and say that he neither agrees with it nor disagrees with it. My words, not his. That's not a quote. So 5 games is the punishment. 5 game suspension. And he has to meet, Adam Silver also, who's the commissioner of the league of the NBA, he also plans on meeting with Kyrie. So there's potential for even more suspension to come.
I just think they're taking this guy out back because he doesn't have any real power. That's all I gotta say. I'm not saying I agree with the links that he put up. I'm not taking a definitive stance. I just think this is extremely extra for somebody sharing a link, and we live in a society that's champions free speech. It's not like he was running around throwing around racial slurs. He just shared a documentary link that he thought was interesting, and you don't see anybody crucifying Jeff Bezos for posting a documentary in the first place. Or like with Shaq, when Shaq condemned it, he screened that movie at that same movie at one of his movie theaters in 2019. It's a little weird to me. I'm not agreeing with Kyrie. I'm not agreeing with anything. I'm just pointing out what I just think is a little funky.
Yeah.
Why are we going so hard on Kyrie for sharing a link, and all the other logistical factors around that movie? Nobody else is being condemned. You don't see Shaq being condemned for having
Not at all.
You would at his movie theater. You would think.
In fact,
Isn't
you
that
actually
like sharing
see,
a link? But he's making money. Kyrie didn't make money off the film, but Shaq did.
In fact, you actually see Shaq doing the opposite and actually talking about Kyrie and condemning Kyrie's actions.
Exactly. He's condemning Kyrie, and he made money off the film. Nobody's going after him. Nobody's going after Jeff Bezos. So if the movie is so as bad as everyone is saying it is, why aren't you going after people who provided a platform for people to see the movie? If it's so bad, it's so racist, it's so anti-Semitic. That's the only question I ask. I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just like, you're condemning a guy who just thought it was him. This is interesting, food for thought. You're stripping him and whipping, taking him out to whip him, but the guy's making money off the film. You guys don't even care. I just think it's weird. I just think it's a little strange, and that's the only question I pose. It's the ones making the money. You don't care, but somebody who just has a little bit of clout on the internet, who's a professional basketball player, shares the link to the movie, doesn't make any money, is not getting any incentives off of it. You suspend him 5 games. I think it's hypocrisy. That's all I gotta say. Not agreeing with what he did. I'm just like, if we're gonna condemn people, we need to go across the board. Kyrie should not be the only one. I just think it's a little strange. That's all I gotta say.
You think there's still a little bit more
There's
accountability?
more. If you're gonna whip, there's more whipping to do. Don't just whip Kyrie. If that's if you have the power to do that, and you said and it's offensive, well, why aren't you whipping Bezos? Why aren't you whipping Shaq? I'm sure there's more. What about the company that manufactures the DVDs and gets them ready to distribute? Why aren't you going after them?
Where is this
weird.
even available? Is it still available?
It's
Has
on
it been
Amazon.
taken
Yeah.
down?
I think Hebrews. I think it's called Hebrews and Negroes. Black America Wake Up.
Wait, you're
And apparently the movie's making a lot of money right now. Actually.
Wait.
The movie's making a lot of money right now.
Wait. So you're telling me that Kyrie Irving got suspended for sharing it, and people are dogpiling Kyrie Irving right now
Yes.
for that action that he took? Yet the movie is still available for people to watch.
I'm looking at it on Amazon. Yes, and the price went up. Actually, the price was $2. It's a book. Well, the book is still available, but I think the movie. Let's see if the movie's still available. Because the book is still available. I thought it was a movie. It's a movie because they showed Shaq was streaming it. Now I'm having trouble finding the movie. So maybe the movie is no longer available. But
Okay, yeah. Because I was about to say,
it doesn't mean anything to me because the book is still available, and the price went up apparently to stream it. Apparently it was only like $2.99 to stream it, and then it went up to like $8. And apparently the movie is trending big. Like they're making. I saw somebody said he thinks the movie's gonna make $100 million, which I don't know if that's true. But this guy I follow claims that the movie's on track to make $100 million because of the Kyrie tweet and all the controversy. So guess who's getting a chunk of that? Jeff Bezos. But you don't see anybody telling Bezos to take it off the platform. It just kind of seems like we have a reason to attack a Negro, and he just gave us a green light. Like we would do it to all of them if we could get away with it, but he just gave us a red light to just get in his ass. I'm not agreeing with it. If people were offended and thought it was hate speech, I recognize that it's cool. I understand that, but like, y'all don't come for anybody else who are actually being openly anti-Semitic with the same hate vitriol as you coming after Kyrie. And that's all I have to say. Anybody else who's not a black man, you guys don't come. They can still go get bank services. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess it's a power thing. That's all I gotta say. I guess it's a power thing. But I mean, it's still on Prime Video, man. Hebrews and Negroes, and it's $11.99 to rent. I found it. They must have obscured it, but people were saying that it was $2.99 to rent. Now it's $11.99 to rent, and people are renting it in mass, so they're making a fuckload of money. Whoever made the movies makes a lot of money right now. Yeah. So and guess who's getting a chunk for hosting on the platform? Mr. Bezos.
You can say that. You can say that. But then it's like, well, what drew people to go watch it in the first place recently? So it's like...
And my only thing is like, another thing I have is like, people say it's anti-Semitic, but what is I'm confused on what is anti-Semitic.
Well, let's not
about
even
it.
have that conversation. I mean,
We're not gonna get into it.
But let's keep the conversation that we were just on, because it was like he like Kyrie. I've been watching what Kyrie's saying about this here and there, and he's saying that he like one of the interviews that he had when he was speaking at the podium was like he had a problem with someone saying that he was quote unquote promoting when he was sharing. So they were saying that he promoted it in his question, and then Kyrie responded by saying, "Wait, what do you say? What do you mean I'm promoting it?" And then you're coming here and saying that there's news that this movie is all of a sudden getting a nice spike in viewership. I was always saying that to prove that, like, hey, Kyrie, like, that is what promoting is. Like, when you have a large voice and you share something.
You have a large voice, I guess it's promoting it, but I thought we live in a country where as long as I'm not openly saying hate speech, if I see a documentary that's historical in nature and I say, this is overlooked history that we don't talk about. Hey guys, I think this is interesting. But I guess because it goes against a narrative, a commonly assumed narrative, it's a problem. I don't want to get too deep into it, but only thing that I can discern and think is like, I haven't seen the documentary, so I can only just assume. But if the documentary is saying, hey, we have a group of people who may have ancestry to Horn of Africa, and they're Ethiopian Jews in Horn of Africa who still speak a Semitic language, and we have evidence that their tribes have moved to West Africa, right, and mixed in with the people over time, and they still had certain traditions and customs. Hey, they might be Jewish as well. That might be their Semitic ancestry. He's hateful. He's anti-Semitic for arguing that we might be of a Semitic culture before slavery. I don't know how that's anti-Semitic.
Well, the reason why, maybe it is and maybe it's not, but a group of people that the story the movie is about are saying that it is, and they're asking Kyrie if he is, and he refuses to. The problem is that Kyrie refuses to say that he is not he will not say he is not anti-Semitic. That's the problem. He's apologizing, but he's not apologizing properly. It's kind of like, I'm sorry how you feel type thing. He's not apologizing correctly. And that's the only reason why this is a big deal.
But the fact that they own him this hard and they're like, it just kind of feels, it's a little weird. Like, I think you have people who do way worse and do not get the same level of humiliation that they're putting Kyrie through. And that's the only thing I'm trying to point out. You have anti-black racists. You have anti-black racists that are still doing fine. That's all I have to say.
Sometimes,
I don't even want to go too deep.
Yeah, sometimes
it's a power thing. End of the day, it's a power thing. And I hope a lot of black folks wake up and realize you need to practice group economics. We need our Negro leagues. We need our own stuff, so you can say whatever you want to say, and all they can do is cry. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
All right, let's keep it moving with some more intellectualism because the same way that Kyrie Irving believes that he is an intellectual being is the same way that Oxford University sees Bhad, apparently, because I thought that Oxford University was the most astute,
like the Harvard of the UK,
the MIT of brilliant lawyers and businessmen. And Bhad apparently
Oxford. Harvard is the Oxford of the U.S. Maybe that's more fair, or better to say, or maybe people think that's blasphemy that we even compared them in the same sentence. I'm sure. I don't know.
The least that needs to be said is that it has a very prestigious background, very high esteeming academics that go there, and I mean Bhad, you were saying earlier. I mean, she has reached a level of success that the people that we see speaking at Oxford have reached. So
she making millions a month on OnlyFans, probably not even posting nudes.
I was
probably
shocked.
Just posting Instagram pictures, and weirdos pay her every month to have access to it.
Would you go and listen to we've been to our fair share of college?
If I was in college and I was bored as hell, and it was like 5 o'clock on a Friday, I'd probably get a couple drinks in me and go, just for the amusement, just to see. Maybe there might be something profound. And then if it was some bullshit, I would leave and continue drinking to try to forget. But, you know,
Bro,
I would go in there with some drinks. I'd probably sit in the back so nobody could smell the alcohol on me, or maybe get some breath mints or some shit.
I just don't understand. I'm trying to put myself into the seat that
I would go
students,
for real. That would amuse me.
I'm trying to put myself into the seat of those students and imagine what was said. Like, what could she possibly have talked about that was of use to the future?
Act like a minstrel show, a minstrel show black woman. Act crazy. Get on Dr. Phil. Start making some bullshit culture vulture music. Bait weird pedophiles. I can't really blame that on her. I can't wait for her to turn 18. I can't remember. I can't tell you how many times I saw that shit on Twitter. Oh my gosh, she's almost 18. When her OnlyFans came out, the shit broke OnlyFans records. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, she has wilt numbers on
These dudes were waiting. These are grown men.
I mean,
these are grown men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is she gonna talk about? Oh, I acted like a fool, like minstrel show, like I made music, I baited pedos, and then I charged them for it when I turned 18. What is she gonna talk about? I have no idea.
I was trying to go back and look for the actual. I saw a post a few days back.
Hope they recorded
that showed what she talked about. I'm gonna just Google it.
Hope they recorded it, man. She's
probably
gonna be talking about something like, "I'm an entrepreneur. I did this. I did that. I marketed." I'm not denying it.
I remember some of the stuff that they said that she talked about. They said that obviously she talked about her business through OnlyFans. She talked about being famous at a young age. She talked about like adapting through life, things, you know, like ordinary things. But I mean, it's just like I have a problem with how I'm conflicted. Because I, on the one hand, I love the fact that everything is becoming so accessible to the common person who may not, you know, have an easy way into some of these industries. So anybody can make money in a lot of different ways. I love that. The problem with that is that a lot of society believes that because someone has a large chunk of money, that means that they have something to share mentality-wise with others of value. And so you start looking to these people that are just not intellectuals, people that should not be giving people answers. The Bhad Bhabie.
I don't even think if I just came into money, I don't think I could. There's no reason for me to talk to people. There's nothing. All I would say is 2 Tech, 2 Index, but don't go to me. Go to Ian Dunlap. That's all I would say. What does she got to talk about? Like that's my you know what I'm saying? Like.
I just don't like that we're getting like our idols. Like, who are we looking up to these days, bro? Seriously.
Only people I really look up to is like Ian Dunlap and like some other financial guys and some guys who are like really pro-black, building community, investor type guys. Those are the only people I look up to in this modern day. That's it.
There are some things that, I mean, she did build a very, very thriving subscription model for herself. So I mean, there is some things that I would be able to listen to. We are running a content service ourselves, so there are some things that we can learn from Bhad Bhabie, to be honest. But I mean, it just seems like Oxford Bhad Bhabie doesn't mix. I don't know, but good for Bhad Bhabie though. I'm not gonna hold you.
I mean, I can't get 100% behind her because she does a lot of culture vulturing. That MGK thing. You a rapper. You got all these tattoos, and once you get on, now it's I'm a white boy. I'm a rocker boy. I can't fuck with you.
Hey,
you used it to get on because it was popular.
I'm definitely not telling you that I'm a fan of Bhad Bhabie.
I can't get behind that.
Definitely not.
You wear blackness as a costume until you get famous, and all of a sudden you just a rocker boy or a rocker girl. I'm good, dude. I can't fuck with you.
Yeah, I mean
we created rock to be. We're not even gonna get into how that was stolen. That was like successfully stolen. So we're not even really gonna get into that. But you know.
She definitely did that though. I definitely wish.
That's why I fuck with Willow, because I feel like Willow's reclaiming that shit. I fuck with Willow and her band. Willow's reclaiming that shit.
Reclaiming.
If Willow's in town, go see her, bro. She's a beast, bro. On point. But we talked about that last week.
You said she's reclaiming rock?
Yeah, she's reclaiming that shit and doing it well.
I don't really think people regard her as a. I'm trying to say it sensitively. I probably shouldn't say
I feel like people like shit on Jaden, and I can kind of see it to a degree. They shit on Jaden and Willow because they're like, well, y'all living off your daddy's fame. You wouldn't have, to a degree, we cannot act like they're not plants to a high degree because they're living off their family's clout. But I also think if I had children, I would want them to have the best head start. Like, we got to get off that. Like, we criticize nepotism when every other group practices nepotism to a high degree. I'm perfectly fine with my children piggybacking off my back because that's what they're supposed to do. So I don't even think it's fair to criticize them on that.
No, it's completely fine as long as you have talent and you can back it up. Like, as long as you're deserving of it. Yeah.
I think she. I think
they
she
both
legitimately is. They both are. Yeah. I think it's beyond just like the money. Like, Willow can shred. She was shredding on that fucking guitar. And don't get me wrong, she probably got the best of the best training. But wouldn't you want the best of the best training for your children to be successful?
Yes.
She was shredding on that. I was like, God damn. She was like going crazy on that guitar. I was like, all right, okay.
Yes, I would. It's just about like, I agree. I have no problem with nepotism at all. It's just, you got to be able to back it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to back that shit up. All right, what else we got, Elliot? We moving on to?
Ring cameras and the police, New York NYC police.
Are there cameras? Do you put the Ring cameras? I don't have a Ring. I've never even seen a Ring.
Pretty sure it's like a doorbell. I'm pretty sure you put it like
on the outside of your house.
On the outside of your house, yeah.
So they can't see the inside.
No, unless you have. Some people do. I think some people have indoor rings. Like, it's connected to the same system. Because I remember I saw a video where it was a black guy. He had cameras in his living room, and these like hackers hacked it, and they started talking about. What did he say? They was calling him nigger and all kinds of stuff. These guys hacked his whole system. It was like, we can see you, and they've been like watching him for weeks, and it was weird. So yeah, you can have it inside.
That's about to be the NYPD.
I guess it's like a different, yeah.
That's what the NYPD about to be doing. Tell them about the news about what the NYPD is about to start doing with Ring.
They want to be able to have unrestricted access where they can just look through it. They can look through the data without any kind of restriction, any kind of paperwork. They want to just be able to just have access to those live feeds and those live cameras.
Do you think?
And they're probably already doing it. They just want to be able to do it openly.
Do you think that? Do you think that? Let me get my. So at first, when I heard this story, I was like, I feel more protected that way. I think that's what I thought at first. I was like, I feel more protected that way.
Because they're gonna exploit it. They're gonna use it they're gonna be dirty with it, and that's why I want it to be as hard for them as possible. They're gonna do it anyway, but I want it to be as difficult. I want them to still feel like they have to sneak around. Because that's an invasion of privacy, man. I don't want to be like, they'll be able to just like, I'm walking around, like, follow that, you see that Negro down the street? Hack into all those cameras on that street so we can see him moving. Like, I don't like that. Like, imagine they just had it that easy, where they could just be like, hack into that camera over there and just follow him down the street.
You brought it to like a racial point. I was just thinking simply.
Because I always think about it as a racial point.
I was just thinking
simply. We live in a country that was built off of it.
When I step out the shower and I'm butt ass naked and I gotta go pick up a package real quick on the doorstep and I'm looking around. I don't see nobody out there. Let me take a step. Let me just go, and they can just tap in whenever. Hell,
as long as you got your own shit. Like, you got your own shit. Because I'm telling you, I'm scary. One of my biggest fears is a burglar. I'm gonna put some lead. You come in my house and I'm in Texas, stand your ground. You're getting lead because I'm not taking a chance. I'm just saying. But I'm saying, like, I want my stuff locked down. Like, remember, what's that movie that was recently with Jordan Peele with the alien?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna have cameras all outside my house like a Nope, man. So if I ever have a situation where I need to give the footage, I will give you the footage. But I don't want you to just be able to have unfettered access to my cameras. No.
Because the problem is,
I will give you, if you need it, I'll give it to you. If there's no skin off my back. But I don't want you just like, let's just tap to his cameras. And they just always following what I'm doing, my comings and goings. Get the fuck out of here, no.
Because the problem is, if you're like me, right, and you're like, well, I mean, there's no problem with that, right? Like, a lot of people don't really care about what we call like the issues of privacy, because like most people, if you think like me, live a life like myself a little bit, You're like, I have nothing to hide. What's the big deal? Like, I don't even have Ring cameras. What's the big deal? And then I thought of just like, I wonder what the average police officer in my local area is like. And just picture that. Just picture that person.
Well, you know, California
and then think
has a
about
whole,
if that person and an entire department of people just like that were able to just tap in whenever they felt like it. Didn't have to tell you.
Exactly. You have a lot of corrupt scumbags who are just going to abuse it. It can get away with it.
Then when I tell you, I felt so sick, bro. Just the thought of that. Ugh. The thought
Imagine
of that.
a Joe Goldberg type stalker dude who just has access to that shit in his department.
The level of qualification to be a police officer
is way too low.
That is a
other
job,
countries. You need 3 years of training and schooling to become a police officer.
That is a job that people just go up and get, just like going to work at fucking Walmart.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, they spend like what 3 to 6 months just, and they on the streets. You know,
they let anybody
don't have to go to college or anything.
So you telling me, like you said, you telling me that I got Joe Goldberg from across the street that has some fascination with a little nigga over across the street. Decided, little nigga being me, decided, ooh, I like that little nigga. I'm gonna go become a police officer. I'm a fucking psycho. Yeah. Let me go tap into that camera, nigga. What? No.
And he's taking, like, Nick comes home at 6 on Monday through Friday, and then some Fridays he stays out late. So if I sneak in around 11 o'clock on Wednesday, and his family, they go out of town on this time. We've been watching for a year. So you know, I can sneak in and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? You want these guys to have that kind of access to where they can just start writing down people's schedules and know when to strike?
They already know that shit anyway, though. But to be honest, they already know that shit anyway, though.
Well, they probably do. But do you want them open like, yeah, we check your cameras whenever we get ready?
What are you gonna do? And to be honest, we already know that they do that too. So it's kind of like, like you said, I'd rather them have to work harder.
We're arguing this for nothing if they're already doing it.
Right, they are. I mean, but like you said, like you'd rather, and I think we'd all feel safer that way if we knew that we were at least putting up some resistance.
And they have to kind of tiptoe around
it. Yeah,
exactly. They have to be in the shadows about it. They can't be smug about it. You know.
Because they trying to get us on that.
If they get caught doing it, and someone who's like of some moral standard catches them, they get lawsuits, or they get in trouble, they get fired for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be shamed to a certain degree.
They're trying to get us on that Minority Report shit, fam.
Bro, that's why you gotta watch this anime called Psycho-Pass, because it's even worse. Psycho-Pass is even worse than Minority Report. Because Psycho-Pass is they can scan your brain and just see how much of a propensity you have of being a criminal at that time, and they can kill you. So like they have these smart guns and they'll point it at you, and it's like, Nick, his mental health is taking a toll. He seems like he could commit a crime, and it'll literally say it'll activate murder. It'll kill him, and it'll make you. They'll like recommend you kill that person based off like what their mental state is. It can scan your brain, and it gives you a crime index on how likely you are to commit a heinous crime. And if you're blue, you're good, and you literally cannot kill them. Like the gun won't work. But if it's red, the gun will be like, take him out, or bring him in, or kill him, and you can do it if the gun determines it. And there's like a whole plot conspiracy about like what the system is that decides it. It's like the brains is like, you probably never gonna watch it, but the system that decides like if you're a criminal or you're not, they will take the brains of psychopaths, like straight up psychos. Because the thing about psychos, when they scan them with the crime index, it always says blue, and they can commit as much murder as they want, and it always says blue. So eventually they bring them in, harvest their brains, and assimilate them as a part of the crime system. All these like murderous psychopaths, like true psychopaths, who they're so psycho, their brains scan, because they don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? It's like murdering to them is just they at complete peace. There's nothing taking a toll on them, so the system just sees them as just normal people. But I guess if it really identifies them as that, it brings them in, they harvest their brains and assimilate it. So I spoiled a big part of that show, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it only picks them up if they're psycho.
Well, it picks you up if you just like you're a criminal and you mentally are in like a terrible mental state. It'll pick it up and it'll like have you be arrested or have you be killed, and you'll be discriminated against for jobs and stuff like that if your mental health is just like in a toilet to where you likely commit a crime.
That's not gonna work for me. They gonna
But if
take
you
all-
like a true psychopath, which one of the main villains was like a true psychopath, like he would murder and kill people, and the main characters are the detectives, and he would like, "What? Let me kill him! Why can't I kill him?" And the system is like, "He's good. He's straight."
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me because
Yeah,
all
and he's
my-
just murdering and killing people, and they're trying to kill him with their sanctioned guns, and the system is like, "Bro, he's good, man. We scanned his brain. He seems like he's just an upstanding citizen." But eventually, like the system will send like drones to go get this guy to like assimilate him as part of, because it sees them as worthy of being a part of that system. I forget why, but it'll eventually get the psychopaths and like take their brains and make them a part of this hive mind that like determines who's a criminal and who isn't. So it's really interesting. Hey, he's smoking that shit like it's like a
crack
blunt.
light. I gotta see the light, otherwise I'm not gonna know if it's hitting. This thing is kind of janky.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah.
Hey, that law wouldn't work for me, fam. That psychopath shit ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah.
All my women so far got a little bit of depression in them. If they think they in a mental state, the moment they goner. They a goner. I need a
Yeah.
little bit of depression, though. And my women, I need a little bit. That depression, cause that depression sex is too nice, bro. That depression, that codependent depression sex. You know what I'm talking about?
Real shit.
Am I the
Yeah,
only
I've
one?
never
I'm
had
about to
that.
say, nigga, get in on this
It's
one.
usually just me depressed. Usually just me depressed. So I ain't never had no codependent sex. It's usually just me depressed about bullshit. And I just
I like that.
Never had that.
I like that talk. You say
you know what? Maybe once. You know what? I actually think I did one time. I definitely, because it was different. It was like a different kind of. It was a different kind of sex. Like we were both like on that sad time for real.
telling you.
So one time.
I knew I wasn't the only one. That's why I was
And that
looking
one
at
was
you like,
that shit was kind of crazy.
you just gonna leave
Yeah.
me hanging on the legs right here? What the fuck?
Yeah, we both was kind of because I think we were talking about some real sad shit. She opened up, then it happened. I was like, damn, this is kind of different. We both was kind of a little bit more aggressive, like on an equal kind of thing. It was a little different.
Now you understand.
Kind of like
Now you understand why I listen
Yeah.
to Drake. Now you understand why I
Yeah.
listen to Drake. That's the type of that's the type of music Drake makes. That's the type of niggas Drake makes music for. There's them niggas that just sitting in bed with their girl, just depressed as shit, sad as shit. Baby, don't leave me. Just console me. That's that shit. All right.
we got one more topic.
Yeah, the last thing
Humans from the future.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you intro that.
I mean, I was just minding my own business, okay? And every once in a while, you'll be scrolling through Twitter and you'll just see some shit that you had no business seeing. Stumbled on this image
Oh yeah.
of what a human being should look like by the year 3000. Claws, nigga. The way that we will form will be with claws because we will be holding our phones, clutching them shits so
I
intensely.
debunked that shit quick.
They said that we were gonna have like this vile shit, bro. Like second
Double eyelids
eyelids,
from the
bro.
blue light.
A second
Yeah.
eyelid, yo.
Nah,
nasty.
bro. Once we start getting visual data, AR straight to the brain, there will be no more blue light. So
And then
that-
you
we already
and then
debunked
you
that
I was
shit
in an uproar about it, right? I was like, nigga, my kids are gonna look fucking disgusting. My chicks ain't getting no Beyonce, so let's get that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I was thinking. And then you blew it up real quick. You were like,
because tech is constantly advancing and it's shrinking. So eventually, we're not going to be carrying around cell phones. It's going to be a brain-computer interface where you see everything, like in that show that I told you about, the Peripheral. Like when they was like one of the guys had a brain-computer interface, and he was like, all you got to do is just like you could turn it on by doing this, and he would do gestures on his hand to like move the stuff around on the screen. He would see that was directly connected to his brain. So like this would be his mouse, and he could control it that way, and like do hand gestures to like move it around, move like the stuff around. So why would we have texting claw hands if there's no longer going to be any cell phones in 20, 30 years?
yeah, because
3,000 years, tech is going to be invisible.
that's just one of those posts you just get caught up in, and then you're just like, oh shit, like you're the year 3000, like what? By the year
It
3000,
would be like if
phones
our
would
tech
not
just
exist.
stopped, like our tech, we just stopped progressing, and it was just for thousands of years. This was like, yeah, of course, yeah, we were eventually gonna have extended thumbs to like extended extended hands and clumps, and
I don't even
you know what I
think
mean. Our
phones are
necks
gonna.
would be.
I don't think phones are gonna even exist. Wouldn't we just
Phones are
speak
gonna be
telepathically?
We're gonna live to see phones be eradicated. I think.
We
In
should
a
just be.
traditional
We would be
sense.
able to speak telepathically, essentially, right?
Yeah, it's like in Cyberpunk. Like they speak. They hear it like in their. I'm pretty sure they hear it in their heads. Or
That's
it's
what
like,
it would be. Or you
yeah.
see it. If you can still visualize it, like it'd be no different than you reading an Instagram message, but you would see it instead of.
Yeah, they like send it to like their like nobody else can hear it, but like the data is sent to like the audio processing part of their brains. So like they'll talk. Like they'll be like, yeah, like I'm talking to you right now, but you would hear it almost like in your head. You know what I mean? But you would speak back to me.
Like Arthur's
But I would hear it in my
headphones.
head.
Like
Yeah.
that's Arthur's headphones.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I just excuse me. Choked on my fucking saliva, my god. I'm not gonna go there because I know I always do it. But god damn it, the future of technology fucking scares me. Do you even think that it's possible that humanity is even going to be able to survive to the point where we can even evolve as far as to what you're saying? Or like, I don't even know. I don't want to go in. Like, let's not.
We can't. All I gotta say about it is I think this is the deciding factor. If we survive this era with how fast technology is advancing, if we survive the next 30 to 40 years, humanity will be around for a couple thousand. I believe that.
Because I'm kind
But
of.
the odds are low. I mean, we're like fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we would have to like get out of. If we get out of this shit, we good. Because tech's advancing so fast, we're gonna be fine.
I'm kind
But
of
we
starting
have
to
to get
feel
out of this.
these cybernetic enhancements and shit. I'm kind
I'm
of.
getting the enhancements. I'm telling you right now.
I'm kind of there.
It's gonna be like a
with it now.
cyberpunk, man. I'm probably gonna have my right hand's probably gonna be like robotic. I'm getting cyber eyes, so I can see 2020.
Bro, the
See
toes.
infrared. I can zoom in.
No
you
one
know what I mean?
ever
I can
talks about this,
record.
but the toes, like the feet, if you have like the ultimate grip balance-wise, you can't be moved off your feet, dude. No one ever talks about that. That
No
would
one
be
knock you
clutch.
down, man.
That would be clutch.
Yeah, man. I probably would have like. I'm getting the beard upgrades, but that's probably before cybernetics. I'm
You
getting
gonna,
the
you
beard,
gonna get
bro.
the Drake? That's what we
I'm
call
gonna
it
get
over
the Drake.
here.
Bro, no, I might even call it the Drake, bro. I'm getting the Penn Badgley, that Joe Goldberg, but not on that same bullshit. Have you seen that season 4 trailer? His beard.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is cold. That shit is cold.
I don't know if I want all
That shit
that.
is cold.
I don't, because
It's still the Drake. It's the same kind of beard.
A lot of niggas
yeah.
be having it like too compact, be looking like they trying to be like sexy Santa Claus. Just
Yeah,
Santa
that's-
Claus who just shaved it. He just shaved it down a little bit, just trying to be sexy
Yeah.
Santa Claus. I
And
don't
no,
like
it doesn't
that.
drip. There's no neck beard. So they like cut off. They chop off all this shit, but it's the rest of it's like Santa Claus, but it's lined up at the top.
Sometimes it's just a little too much. You got
Like
a lot of hair up there, dog. You
What's
got a
that
lot of hair.
guy?
Maybe
They
I'm
like
projecting.
he's like a gambler, but he's like a fraud though. What's his name? He's an Instagrammer.
I know who you're talking about, Dan, but
He's like a Chad.
It's like Dan
he's
Bilzerian.
Dan Bilzerian. Like, that's the kind of beard I'm talking about. Like the Penn Badgley, Drake, Dan Bilzerian type of
Nigga
beard.
over there
Like,
looking like sexy Santa Claus. I don't think I need that much. People
what
were
other
on.
enhancements, man? What other enhancements would you personally?
I
get?
would just
you get,
follow
like,
the Drake. I would just
upgrade
follow,
your lungs.
No, I would just
Get-
follow the Drake model, bro. I would follow his blueprint. He set it up. He set it up. It seems like he gets a lot of women. I'm completely fucking with you. Everybody was on Drake's ass though this weekend after he did what he did
was
to
like,
Meg. After
Put
he
up a
said what he
hentai
said.
post. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
on his
that
ass,
too.
yeah.
Everybody was on his ass calling him out for getting BBLs and shit. I've been saying that. Drake definitely got a BBL.
People said that he has fake abs. So he
That's
put
what
them
I'm
on
saying.
something.
Yeah, I'm not saying he got a butt lift. I'm saying he
Or he
got
lipo or something like that.
he
Like,
got like muscle implants. Like he's puffed
I don't
up.
blame him for getting lipo though. I would get lipo. I don't blame people for getting lipo. You got the money, do what you got to do.
People were
Same thing as
exposing
like
his ass.
getting cybernetic enhancements. Like in cyberpunk, like you think BBLs are a problem? Imagine in a cyberpunk world, people are gonna be changing their entire faces. People are gonna be putting on new legs,
That's not nothing new.
adding a whole different ass. and like switching out cocks. And I've said that before. That's why I'm referencing that old video.
That's not
You know what I'm
nothing,
saying?
That's not nothing new at all. All right, y'all.
It's deep cut.
Yeah,
time.
let's get into these deep cuts.
Okay.
The nigga 21 Savage. That nigga ad-lib said, how?
That's hilarious.
This nigga came in and
Alright,
said,
everybody.
how?
It's episode 29, man. I think it's that time.
Oh
We
my
went to a lot
goodness,
today,
bro.
man. This is a dope episode.
Hold on, let me get let me give us a little tune so we can get on out of here. I'm sorry, man. I can't stop fucking dying at 21 Savage, bro. That nigga from London.
Surf Savage the 21st.
This nigga said, how? It was a terrible British accent. It sounded better in my mind.
Oh my god, bro. That wasn't even close.
The nigga cracking me up. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. This is episode 29 of Top Tier Podcast. My name is Paleo Poppy. Also got a chosen one here. This was a dope episode, man. We cover a lot of topics, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Take it easy.